So, at the beginning of the anime, we are introduced to the main character, Denji. He is up to his ears in debt left by his late father, who owed a whole bunch of money to the Yakuza. Now, in order to repay the debts, Denji sells his organs, works as a lumberjack, and carries out tasks for the bandits to destroy demons. And helping him in all of this is his kin, a demon dog with a chainsaw, named Pachito. Denji met him on the day when the guys brought him to his father's grave, who kicked the bucket before he could pay off the monthly debt installment. In connection with this, the bandits there pressured Denji to give them a try and set the father 700,000 yen. But when the bandits left, unexpectedly from behind the tree, a wounded demon with a chainsaw appeared. Understanding the death of his father, Denji realized that if he didn't give the money to the bandits, his life would end. In connection with this, he offered the demon his blood so that he could heal, and they concluded a contract where, in exchange for his blood, Denji asked the demon to help him survive, because he doesn't want to die tomorrow when he meets the bandits. Based on this, the next morning they respectfully brought the bodies of the demon and Denji to meet the bandits. Denji asked them to take him to the demon hunters for work. And since then, Denji has been working for them. For each demon, he gets 300 pieces, but because of long-term other expenses, he has less than 1% of this amount left on hand. Therefore, Denji and Pachito feed exclusively on bread and dream only of spreading jam on it. They also dream of roasting some chicken. Moreover, Denji also suffers from diseases inherited from his mother. Later, some bandits came back and dragged them to work again. They brought the guys to abandoned warehouses where the head of the Yakuza, Grandpa, was waiting for them. He immediately thanked Denji for working for them for a mere pittance, as if he were a dog. However, this old man hates dogs, so the next moment Denji and Pachito were pierced by someone's katana. It turned out that this old man made a contract with a zombie demon, following Denji's example and his contract with Pachito. All this was done to gain demonic power. And the zombie demon, in return, wants to get rid of the demon hunters who knock off his mates every day. Due to this, the demon ordered the zombies to tear Denji apart, which they did easily. And as a result, the dismembered Denji and Pachito were thrown into the trash. However, when Denji's blood reached Pachito, he drank it, and we started to see a flashback where Denji and Pachito were cutting down trees. And there the guy worried that if he suddenly kicks the bucket, Pachito will be left alone. And knowing that demons can possess people's bodies, he asked Kent to take his body in case he suddenly dies, because then he will be able to live a normal life and die a normal death. And also Kent will finally be able to fulfill all his dreams. And while all this was happening, Pachito started to collect the parts of the boy's body, eventually taking out his heart. But before that, he spoke to it, saying that he always enjoyed listening to Denji's stories about his dreams. So, he made a contract with it, allowing Denji to have his heart and strength to fulfill his dreams. Immediately after this, Denji regained consciousness and crawled out of the trash. Zombie Denji, seeing him, was shocked that he was still alive. Therefore, he ordered the zombies to tear him apart again. But now, Denji remembered his dreams and realized that the zombies were hindering him from fulfilling them. So, he grabbed Pachito's tail, which was sticking out of his chest, and transformed into a chainsaw demon, starting to slice up the zombies. By morning, he had defeated them all, including the grandpa, thereby freeing himself from the massive debt. After that, demon hunters led by Makina arrived at the scene. She immediately approached Denji and asked if he had killed them all, but the boy just asked her to hug him. Right after that, Makina explained that they had come here to kill the zombie demon. They were demon hunters on government service. Also, sniffing the scent, Makina understood that Denji was not a demon or possessed. She decided to take him under her wing. Consequently, the boy had only two options: either she would kill him on the spot, or she would take him in as her pet, promising to feed him tasty toast with butter, jam, coffee, and dessert. Remembering his old miserable life, Denji called Makina's offer a fairy tale. He agreed to become her pet. Later, in the car, Makina learned the boy's name. She immediately instructed him to behave obediently as her pet, warning him that otherwise he would be destroyed. Denji was surprised at how cruel Makina was. However, after she said that she would buy him any food he wanted and gave him a coat to cover his naked butt, Denji fell in love with her. They stopped near a diner, where Denji ordered gyudon and a sausage. There, Makina asked how Denji stopped being a normal human, and he replied that he had a demon friend, and now he had become his heart. Because of this, Akima called him a very unusual case. She also said that she believed him because of her impeccable sense of smell, noticing that his best friend had replaced his heart. However, right after that, Denji unexpectedly passed out due to lack of strength. When he came to, his order was already in front of him. Since he didn't know how to use chopsticks, Makina began to feed him. In the meantime, he casually asked what kind of guys Makina liked, and she replied that she liked similar guys. Because of this, now he wanted even more to become her pet with all his heart. After that, they arrived at the Demon Hunters headquarters, where about 1,000 employees work because they are well paid and have many privileges. However, only a few survived there until payday. Our main character was pondering how to get back at Makina, as they would now be working together. So, first thing there, he was given a uniform, and Makina introduced him to Saki Haikawai, who will be referred to as Kasichka from now on. Kasichka is his superior at the service. He has been working for 3 years, and today he will go on patrol with Danji. Makina said that if Danji behaves well, he might become her future partner. After that, she helped him tie his tie, but instead, he ended up tying his lower bowtie apparatus. Later, during patrolling, Danji asked Kasichka if he knew whether Makina had a man, but instead of answering, Kasichka led Danji into an alley where he started beating him up. He said that Danji should resign immediately because, in his opinion, with his stupidity, he will die quickly. That's what happened to many workies who went to feed the demons. Kasichka is kicking them out now, supposedly doing them a favor, as he suspects that Danji joined because of money and Makina. However, to survive in this service, one must have stricter principles and goals. But when Kasichka was about to leave, Danji pressed his bells at full throttle, explaining to him that today he tried sausage with Don for the first time. And for the first time, he communicated with him like a human. All of this seems like a fairy tale, but he's ready to ditch his skates to continue living in this paradise. Kasichka tried to throw in a few more arguments, but Danji pressed his bells again, knocking him out. Then he brought him back to headquarters, where surprisingly, Makina was shocked that the boys managed to get along. However, Denji said that they were attacked by a terrifying demon who defeated Aki. After that, Makiyama said that she appointed Danji to Kasichka's squad, where the most hardcore experimental tough guys are. Also, she finally explained who Aki really is, and he was shocked because he had only read about such hybrids of humans and demons in fairy tales and legends. However, if Denji tries to run away or break the rules, he will be eliminated as a demon, and now he will live with Saki. Immediately after they left, Danji asked Saki who Makina really is, and he explained that he was lucky she didn't kill him on the spot. It turns out she once saved Aki's life. When Denji reached his new home, he immediately fulfilled one of his dreams. He made mega super duper toast with jam. Besides, he began to enjoy relaxing in the bath and having sleepy meditations in the toilet. And his first task was to deal with the contents of the eastern layer. There, Kasichka quickly explained to him that the possessed are people whose bodies have been taken over by demons, and they are no longer human. Therefore, when meeting them, Danji must immediately take them down, transforming into his half-demon form. Also, Oki wants to see what his new recruit is capable of. As a result, when they approached the possessed, Danji immediately attacked them, but with one blow, he left them headless. After this, Kasichka explained that demons killed his entire family, and every day, the demon kills hundreds of people. Therefore, demons cannot be pitied, and they must suffer before they die. However, Denji had his own opinion on this matter. He said he was ready to take down demons, but if they were friendly to him, he was even willing to team up with them since he doesn't have any kins anyway. But Kasichka said that demons cannot be trusted. After that, Denji realized that he needed a goal because everyone has their own goal. For example, Kasichka's goal is to avenge his family, and the police officers want to protect their loved ones. Therefore, he also decided to find out what Makima's goal is. He also dreams of touching her boobs, and if he can get her into bed, all his dreams will come true. In short, at the first stage, he decided to make his goal to touch someone's tits, as they are random beads. But later, at headquarters, Makima announced that Danji would now have a new partner, Power. She is also a hunter, but she is possessed by a demon blood. She, like Danji, will be in Aki's squad. Danji immediately understood that they would definitely be able to work together when he noticed her beads. Makima reminded once again that Danji and Power must show results, otherwise their squad will be transformed. During the patrol, as Power has horns, they must move avoiding people. And when meeting with the police officers, they must immediately show their hunter badges. During the patrol, they did not find any demons, and Power attributed this to the fact that before she moved into this body, she was a super powerful demon blood, and now perhaps the demons are afraid of her. But right after that, Power smelled blood and immediately ran somewhere. It turns out it was a sea cucumber demon that a private hunter had requested help with, but in the end, Power created a hammer from her blood and defeated the demon. However, she violated the law by killing the demon that the private hunter was dealing with. Later, cleaners arrived at the scene with Makima, who scolded the pair for breaking the law. But Power unexpectedly took responsibility and said that Danji ordered her to kill the demon. While Makima scolded them, Danji and Power argued between themselves about who was right. Makima said that she doesn't care who made the mistake. It's important that this pair can work together. After this incident, Power became cautious around Danji, but Power, meanwhile, was purring with a street cat. It turns out she hates people on an instinctual level, just like demons. because one of them stole her soft toy. Therefore, when Makima grabbed Power before she could save her cat, now Power is ready to do anything, even help humans, to save her cat. Adele explained that he is also ready, but only to touch female boobs. Power decided to take advantage of this and offered a deal. If Danji helps her save her cat, she will let him touch her boobs. Hearing this, Danji said he's obliged to defeat the demon kidnapper. But at the same time, at the main headquarters, it was explained that Americans are increasingly looking for demons for military use. Therefore, Japanese bosses want to increase their military potential. Therefore, they reminded Makima that her task is to train her pets as quickly as possible, and she must not get attached to them. Later, in the car, Aki told Makima that he doesn't understand why Danji has taken a liking to her. She replied that she likes his demonic potential. However, Kasichka again began to explain that people come to the service with a goal, and this guy just knows how to enjoy life and behaves like a child. Meanwhile, at the headquarters, they obtained permission for Power to officially be out of the headquarters until 5 o'clock. And since the possessed cannot move alone, Denji started to watch over her. Then they set off to save the cat, where on the way, Denji, realizing what creepy sensations he's giving off, told her about his dream. Even though he can pet him now, he will always live in his heart. But Power, hearing this, thought that Denji was too sentimental, because if the demon is dead, it's dead, and there's nothing you can do about it. In the end, they arrived at a lonely house where Power last saw that demon. On the way there, Denji said he didn't really want to turn into a chainsaw again because it made him nauseous afterward. But Power thought he was just joking about his strength. After that, she unexpectedly hit Denji on the head with a bat and knocked him out. It turned out she brought Denji here to exchange him with the demon for her cat. The demon was a wounded demon bat, and although Power brought him a sacrifice late, he was happy about it because he hadn't had a snack in a long time. But when he tasted Denji's blood, he was shocked by how disgusting it was. Nevertheless, this blood allowed him to recover, and he broke through the roof. Power reminded him that she fulfilled the demon's conditions, and she wants her cat back. She also told Denji that she was shocked that he believed her and came here. At that moment, Denji remembered Kasichka's words about not trusting demons. Suddenly, the demon came for Power because Denji pulled his tail. Now they started to show memories where Denji woke up one day and couldn't find his pet, but it turned out the dog was at home. And now he understood Power's feeling for her cat. Meanwhile, in real time, he grew a tail and started cutting the demon. It turns out that Denji now has incredible strength. He blew on the demon, but couldn't muster enough strength to fight. Therefore, he suggested that Power grab her cat, and they run from there. However, just then, a leech demon appeared and grabbed Denji's arm. He tried to transform himself but couldn't because he lacked strength, so he asked Power to grab her cat, and he would hold off the demon. Power said that even though Denji killed her beloved mouse, she liked him and would spare him, but she would eat the rest. However, as Power couldn't move, Denji started a fight with the demon. He was furious that he might not get to touch Power's boobs again. In the heat of battle, the demon almost defeated Denji and was about to devour him when suddenly Kasichka appeared and summoned his demon fox, Lysakona, who killed the leech demon. In the end, everyone survived, but they will be questioned about everything that happened. Further, we were shown how Denji came to himself, and in front of him was Aki, who said he found his hand. After the blood transfusion, it grew back to his body. Denji reacted as if he were a demon. In response, the guy said he also saw and utilized demonic powers. He explained that he had a contract with the demon fox, where Aki traded parts of his body for power. This time, he gave him a piece of his skin. Demons, like the possessed, always crave human flesh. He's now hinting at betrayal by Power. However, Denji unexpectedly said that Power is good. Naki mentioned that after reviewing the footage, he saw that they left their patrol area near a lonely house where the demon was presumably hiding. They found blood and a strand of hair belonging to Genji. The guy suspected that Power attacked Genji, but Denji defended her, saying he doesn't remember such an attack. Aki, recalling the testimonies of those involved, said if they keep digging, they'll uncover the truth. Denji and Power will be executed together if that happens. However, since no one died this time, he won't betray them as long as they continue to obey him without question. Denji agreed to this. He also explained that, though his goals may seem strange, he won't slack off. He'll try his best. Afterward, he left the room where his senior partner Himina and Power, whom he had released from the handcuffs, were waiting for him. Since no one died, he will continue to use her power, possessed as she is. Aki went to Maki to present his report, slightly skewing the facts to make it seem like the newcomers encountered the demon and Denji, in chainsaw mode, defeated it. Then a leech appeared, which they also dealt with. Despite everything, Maki said the newcomers messed up and need to be punished. However, Lucky, noting that there were no deaths this time, proposed forgiving them once. To Maki's surprise, she agreed, though she noticed a change in Lucky since he started living with them. The next day, Power barged into the guy's house. Maki sent her to Aki to keep an eye on two troublemakers. Power, true to form, began and didn't clean up after herself. She also scattered vegetables around as she doesn't eat them. However, she was stinky because she rarely showers. Denji was tasked with fixing her mistakes. When he finished, she entered the bathroom after him and told him he could touch her boobs 3 times as promised. She explained that the first was for saving the cat, the second for defeating the devil without hesitation, and the third for saving them from the leech. He began to fulfill his dream, but it turned out the first attempt was spent on breast pads. The second attempt went smoothly, but the third was used with maximum enjoyment. However, now that Denji has fulfilled his dream, he suddenly lost motivation and turned into a motivational log. Maki noticed this, and he told her that after finally touching boobs, he was disappointed with how easy it was, so he lost motivation. Now he feels that disappointment will accompany him all his life because, in his opinion, happiness lies in pursuing a dream, not in the moment it comes true. In short, he realized that life sucks. Maki, having listened to all this, grabbed his hand and explained to him that in his dream, relationships with a partner decide everything because the better they understand each other, the stronger the emotions they get. They are much more enjoyable. And all this is because it's very difficult to understand other people's feelings. At the beginning, she asked him to feel her hand, then let him touch her ears, and then bit his finger and asked him to feel her bite with power. After that, she brought him her boobs to try out. Denji was so shocked by this unexpectedness that he almost had a heart attack. She did all this to ask Denji for a favor. She wants him to kill the strongest demon, Gun Devil. He appeared 13 years ago in America and, in a few minutes, killed a whole bunch of people. However, since then, no one has seen him. All they know is that he's very strong, and hunters want to kill him. But personally, Maki thinks Denji is capable of taking him down. If he can do that, she'll fulfill. Additionally, she explained that this demon, the Gun Devil, appeared as firearms were widespread in America. On the day of its appearance, a terrorist attack occurred, which triggered its emergence. The media spread this information worldwide, causing global fear of weapons and consequently empowering this demon globally. The more people fear it, the stronger it becomes. Incidentally, they also showed the moment when Aki's family was killed by the Gun Devil, who slaughtered about 200,000 people in 5 minutes. Since then, no one has seen the demon, but its rampage caused people to fear demons even more. As a result, they all became stronger. And to try to stop it, weapon possession laws were introduced, along with strict censorship on any armed crime. However, upon hearing all this, Denji said he's ready to tear the demon to pieces just for cake with Makima. But she explained that before defeating it, they need to find it. She showed him particles of the demon that are attracted to each other. If any demon eats a piece of the Gun Devil, it becomes much stronger. Therefore, Maki's goal is to gather as many parts as possible to track down this demon. Meanwhile, Aki and Himina defeated a demon and obtained another small fragment of the Gun Devil. After that, they went to a hotel to eliminate another demon. Denji, Power, Araheim, and Kabin were assigned there. Denji and Power became unruly and were annoying Aki, so Himina intervened, promising the guys a kiss for successfully completing the mission. Denji, remembering Makima, said he wasn't interested, but Himina whispered in his ear that it would be a tongue kiss. This motivated Denji, and he went to search for the demon. Kasichina told him not to even think about dying. It turns out that after losing her family and undergoing training, she became partners with someone who had already lost 5 partners, so she asked Aki not to die. After that, they met a strange demon in the hotel, which Himina captured with her ghost demon, and Power sliced it up. Himina explained that she has a contract with the ghost demon, allowing her to use its hand in exchange for eye. However, it turned out that this demon didn't have a fragment of the Gun Devil, so they continued their search. They then encountered a temporal loop on the 8th floor, where they couldn't escape. They suspected it was a demonic power, and the demon's head was just bait. The rookies started losing their minds, especially Era, who cowered in fear. Kabin had a panic attack, which knocked her out. Power, in her style, continued to babble. Furthermore, Himina, while looking for a way out, revealed that she once taught him how to smoke, and she also has feelings for him. Later, Lucky arrived and said that the demon they defeated started to grow again. He then proposed a contract. If they feed him Denji or his corpse, he promises to release the others from there. Kabin heard this and, taking a knife, decided to kill Denji to save everyone else. However, Aki and Himina stopped her. Aki tried to attack the demon with a leaf, but they couldn't reach it because they were cut off from the outside world. It turned out they were stuck in the demon's stomach on the 8th floor, where there were no weak spots. Their only chance of escape was to make a contract with Denji, which demons cannot break. Those who break the contract will die. Rai then appeared and also proposed to kill Denji, but Aki said there would be no contracts because if they give Denji up, the demons will become stronger, which is wrong. Power also wanted to kill Denji, but Aki stopped her because an obsessed person cannot make a contract with a demon. In the end, they began to wait and think about what to do. Their food and water supplies were running out because Power devoured everything. Then Kabin again tried to kill Power, thinking they were stuck because of her. There were cries, and everyone ran there as the demon pursued them, brainwashing them. Then it started tilting the entire floor and preparing to devour them. Aki decided to take out his overpowered sword, but Himina didn't allow him to. She knows that using this katana won't guarantee their escape, but Aki will pay for it with years of his life. Pela then tried to throw Denji into the demon's mouth, and Kabin tried to stab him, but Aki broke free and shielded him with his body. Despite Denji deserving a knife to the liver, he also wants to defeat the gun devil. Since he can't do it alone, he needs to gather as many brave hunters as possible, and he's ready to do anything to keep Denji alive. Power then stopped his bleeding with her powers. Based on all these events, Denji decided to voluntarily jump into the demon's mouth. He will resist there, and if he defeats the demon, Himina must fulfill her promise to suck him in, as she promised. He also noticed that the demon seems to fear his chainsaw, so it doesn't even try to kill him. He also berated Aki for saving him because he doesn't want to owe anyone again. He said that if they manage to get out of here, they will be even. He then pulled Pela and tried to slice the demon. However, due to injuries and blood loss, his chainsaws began to disappear, so he decided to cut the demons and drink their blood to regenerate. Meanwhile, there were memories of Himina and Kishibe, the strongest hunter, who said that demons fear hunters with brains. They also discussed Aki, who cannot be called sane because he wants to defeat the gun devil. Initially, Himina tried to recruit him as a partner to prevent Aki from dying like all his previous partners. She also thinks he's a great guy, even though she understands he can defeat the gun devil, who destroys cities in seconds. As a result of all this, Aki remained in public service. In the meantime, Himina realized that Denji has his brain scrambled, and she started helping him. When the demon broke his neck, she reset it, and in the end, Denji saw the demon for 3 days straight until it surrendered and showed its heart so Denji could cut it and end the torture. Ultimately, everyone was saved, and immediately after, he lost consciousness. Himina and Power took Aki and Denji to the hospital. A few days later, they decided to have a corporate party. Before that, Himina and Aki discussed how Denji was becoming too famous among demons, and how Makima cares a lot for him. They speculated that Makima might know some secret about Denji. Afterward, they all went to eat and drink, where Himina, already quite drunk, decided to give Denji a powerful kiss. When he was ready, Makima appeared and joined them. They discussed how demons with fragments of the gun devil have been appearing more frequently lately. Akita also tried to find out if Makima knows anything special about Denji, and she said that if Aki can outdrink her, she will tell him. But in the end, no one managed to outdrink Makima. After that, in her drunken state, Himina finally gave Denji her kiss. It was such a disgusting kiss that he clearly won the competition for the most disgusting kisses. As a result, Denji went to release them from the theater. Later, the drunk Himina carried Denji to her home, where she almost had sex with him, but they ended up just lying down for a while. Then they showed a flashback where after Denji received a kiss from Himina, Makima gave him hangover pills, and he told her that he won't be able to forget that worldly sensation now. He was afraid that whenever he kisses someone, that memory will come back to him. In short, Denji developed a kiss-related trauma. Makima decided to help him. First, she gave him a lollipop to suck on, which was their first indirect kiss. She also said that there are many interesting things ahead for him, so he shouldn't dwell on the disgusting kiss. In the end, Denji decided to have his first sexual experience with Makima, but first, he needed to defeat the gun devil. The next morning, our alcoholic sat down to breakfast, where Himina realized that Denji is head over heels for Makima. She offered him a secret deal where he helps her with Sake, and she helps him with his mom. Denji agreed to the deal, and from that moment on, they became friends. Then they showed a montage of the cat riding on a train to the Kyoto peaks, where they were attacked and shot along with their subordinates. Immediately after, they showed Denji and the others being attacked by the grandson of the head of the Yakuza, who became a zombie and wants revenge for his grandfather. With the first shot, he pierced Denji's head, and he also wounded Himina. But a couple managed to get to him, and Aki hit him with an uppercut. Aki summoned a fox, which devoured the grandson, but it turned out he wasn't human. He was a half-demon who made a contract with the demon of the katana. He is essentially the same as Denji and managed to escape from the fox. Then Makima asked Power to help Himina, and she took out her cat. They started fighting, where the grandson, using his cursed sword, struck 3 blows on the cat. As a result, the demon of the katana brutally killed the cat. After learning that Himina was seriously injured, Aki realized that she needed to be taken to a doctor. But suddenly Okan appeared with an avatar and resurrected the cat. Catty was shocked by what was happening and immediately attacked and wounded Himina. But a couple managed to regain consciousness, and Catty asked Power to help Himina, but Power refused because it was not her level, as she couldn't even see the katana attack. As a result, Himina tried to use her demon ghost, but she refused to give her power, as she was scared of Okana, and she decided to sacrifice herself, giving all her body to the ghost to get all her power. And a demon ghost appeared in front of the katana in full. She began to stab him. Himina did all this to save Aki because she knows that he secretly mourns his dead comrades, and she wants him to mourn her after her death. However, Okana intervened and summoned a snake that decapitated the demon ghost. By this point, Himina had completely disappeared. Then, Okana said they had come for the heart of the Chainsaw Devil. She also informed them that Power had fled from the battlefield. At the same time, the remaining hand of the demon ghost reached Denji and pulled his tail to wake him up, leaving Kaki stunned. Amidst Himina's loss, Denji and the katana started fighting Okana. All their attacks landed on nothingness until Denji's partners arrived. With a couple of hits from them, Okana was forced to reveal herself. She even tried to blackmail the katana, but it swiftly cut her chainsaw in half and her partner into pieces before reverting back to human form. It turned out that similar attacks had occurred on many hunters, and almost all of them were killed, except for the unharmed Makima, who appeared before the bandits and crushed them. Korosai Tenda greeted her with surprise, and she ordered them to clean up the bodies of the attackers on the train. They informed her that there were also attacks on the hunters in Tokyo, and panic was spreading at the Tokyo headquarters. But Makima immediately got down to business, resolving to deal with the attackers. She sent Cross to the Ministry of Justice and requested to borrow 30 life sentenced or worse inmates. She also asked Ten to reserve the nearest temple on the highest mountain. Ultimately, Makima dressed up, and by this time, the prisoners had arrived. She ordered everyone to blindfold themselves so that even the hunters wouldn't know which demon had made a contract with Makima. Through crows, she learned the names of the attacking bandits, who were loading half of the chainsaw's body into a car. When, at her request, Zeki named the bandits, Makima exerted pressure, and in the end, she defeated all except Okana, the katana. Makima said that this was all she could do for now. Then she said that she was going back to Tokyo. However, at that moment, Okana came to the katana, where a biker attacked them with Arai. Arai was immediately killed. She also shielded Denji from a bullet and, with her incredible speed, managed to take down the attacking biker. Seeing her, Okana summoned a snake to kill the girl, but she managed to dodge it and even cut off the katana's arm with a knife. They started shooting at her, but she shielded herself with Denji's half and started shooting back. In the end, the bikers got into the car and fled, and she took the opportunity to apologize to Denji for wanting to kill him back then. They showed Madaku, who came to Makima to resign because of the attacks, and she accepted it very calmly. It also turned out that almost all hunters from the 4th squad died, except for the man in glasses, but he had already left the civil service. Then they showed Aki, who came to sit next to her. Denji and Power were sharpening apples, and then, as usual, they started quarreling because Power fled from the battlefield. Aki and Hugo Manila asked who survived from the 4th squad, and they said that Cobain and the guy in glasses, but he had already left the civil service. After that, Denji and Power went to see Macro, who called them. Aki took his sword and asked him how much time he had left to live. The curse replied that he had 2 years left, after which he decided to smoke it. During this time, he remembered his mentor, Himina, and started crying. Denji realized that he might have lost his humanity, but then switched to a positive attitude, and they went to Makima. However, Aki, Karusa, and Tende arrived, following Makima's orders to train the 4th squad. Aki tried to summon a fox lion, but didn't like him because he didn't pity him. Then the newcomers started giving advice for Aki to be kinder, and greeted him. If he stayed, he would have to prove his determination, and in the end, they went to pick him up a new contract with demons. Next, we were shown the arrival of Madenjis to Makima. Power, their leader, explained that their enemies had likely started hunting Denji, so she wanted to strengthen the 4th squad. However, almost everyone from this squad had died. She brought them to a mentor who would train them. Before revealing his name, the mentor asked several questions. The first question was what feelings the deaths of their comrades evoked. They answered that they felt nothing. The second question was whether they wanted to seek revenge for them, to which they also answered negatively. But the third question was whom they considered allies, humans or demons. They replied that they were allies to those who provide and those who win. The mentor liked their answers, as people like them were very rare. Even Power was shocked. As a result, the mentor said to Makima that he would take on the training of these hunters. Then Kishibe introduced himself and said that he was a demon hunter from the first special squad, and he really liked being called a mentor. His hobby was drinking and slicing demons. Immediately after that, he approached his students and broke their heads so that he could then raise them to their feet with blood. In short, their training had already begun. Kishibe said that Makima had said that the chainsaw devil needed Denji's heart for some unknown reason. And even though he had trained a bunch of people before, he had never trained demons. But when he was recently drunk, he got the idea to train his demons. He would hunt them until they defeated him because he was the strongest hunter, and only the strongest could defeat him. In connection with this, Power created weapons, and they started attacking the old man. However, he pulled out a knife and knocked the guys out with a few blows. He also realized that the kid was an immortal girl, personally half of it, but since they attacked a human without any qualms, he deprived them of their human rights, as he himself always broke his toys since childhood and dreamed of finding one that could withstand everything. And now he found her. In the end, he unwound them until evening, and in the morning, he said he would come to their house and they would continue. On the way, our geniuses came up with a brilliant plan, which Kishibe deciphered in a couple of seconds, and he also taught the guys that as victims, they should not trust him as a hunter. As a result, he continued to train them. They even managed to scratch his face, so he decided to reduce their training to 1 session per week. Also, they would go into real battle tomorrow for Katana and Snakey. If our geniuses succeeded in this mission, Kishibe would let them go. After that, the mentor went to Makima, where he told her that he seemed to have become attached to his new toys, and he also accused Makima of knowing about the attack on the 4th squad but not preventing it. In connection with this, Kishi threatened her that if she stopped being useful to people, he would minus her, and she should remember that. Makima replied that she only wanted to save as many people as possible. If tomorrow's operation were successful, it would tie their hands. However, in the end, Kishibe called her a liar. Next, we were shown Aki, who was brought to the captured demon of the future. And seeing the horrible death, Aki agreed to make a contract with him. He simply moved Aki to his right eye. Cross, already in the car, began to ask why he, like a psycho, was trying to find and defeat the gun devil, as everyone understood that it was unreal. Aki replied that because such a goal gave him strength, without it, he would have already given up. After this story, Cross changed his attitude towards Aki, and in parallel with this, we were shown the Yakuza's lair, who also realized that they would soon be coming. Avatar said that there was no point in running away because Makima would find them anyway. They would stay there and try to kill as many hunters as possible. They also wanted to use zombies against them, whom Grandpa Yakuza forced after himself. Meanwhile, Makima arrived with a tough meme to the head of the Yakuza to find out exactly all the bandits who had made a contract with the gun devil. But the boss started stalling, saying that it was all Avatar's fault, as she brainwashed his bandits. Also, not everyone made a contract with the gun devil through her, and for 20 Kion, he gave them weapons. But the boss refused to give all the names of those who made the contract, as there were people from other gangs, and this would lead to war. However, Makima was prepared for such an answer, so she brought the eyes of the bandits' relatives with her, and in the end, she managed to get what she wanted. By this time, the operation had already begun, where Kishi had driven all his buildings, and warned the police that there was a whole bunch of freaks in the squad, who, if they escaped into the city, would have terrible consequences, so they should not let anyone out until the end of the operation. And the elimination of the bandits would be taken over by his frostbitten squad, including Denji, Power, Aki, Kabane, and Bima Shark. We have an obsessed demon shark, Golgully, obsessed with violence. He's too strong, so he walks around in a mask that poisons him and weakens him a bit. There are also demon spider princes and an angel. He's not an enemy to humans, but if he touches a person, he sucks years of life out of them. And then Aki left the frostbitten to deal with the zombies, and they, dividing up, went to look for Katana. Next, Aki on one of the floors at the beginning met bandits whom Makima immediately exploded after. Then, he encountered Avatar, who summoned a demon ghost for a battle, a demon that belonged to Himeno. They started a brawl where, in the end, the ghost stopped attacking and handed Aki a cigarette on which was written "Easy Revenge." Himeno had saved this cigarette for him. He also remembered that to defeat the ghost, one needed to stop feeling fear, which Aki did, and he minus the demon. He also managed to stop Kabane, who was about to minus Avatar. In the end, they subdued her. But at the same time, Power, separated from Denji, went to fight zombies on the floors. And our main hero found Cat on Man, who tried to accuse Denji of his grandfather's death. but realizing that it didn't matter to him, as he killed his grandfather when he was a zombie, they started a brutal fight. In the end, Denji got the upper hand. However, in the last act, he remembered Kishibe's instruction. As a result, he used a chainsaw on man's leg, split him in half, then glued him with blood, tied him up, and decided to hold a Fabergé tournament, a different kind of egg fighting. Aki also came there, who at first was against holding the tournament, but then remembered that because of the katana, Himeno was no more, so he agreed to the tournament. This will be a requiem for Himeno. It will continue until the police arrive, and the winner will be the one who gets the strongest sound from the katana. And as a result, their chain sides will be more than champions. By this time, Kishibe and the others dealt with the bandits and zombies. They showed us Makima, who reported in headquarters that the organizers of the terrorist attack were Avatar, who had previously been a civilian hunter. She made a contract with the Demon Gun Devil and supplied the Yakuza with weapons. According to the terms of this contract, she had to obtain the heart of the Chainsaw Devil, but they didn't have time to find out why she needed it, as her snake bit off Avatar's head. This was probably one of the conditions in the contract with the Gun Devil. And in the building where they captured her, they found 1.4 kilograms of Gun Devil flesh, and after they combined it with another 5 kilograms previously confiscated, this lump began to move towards its owner. But we will learn the direction in the second season. Also, in the end, they showed Aki, Denji, and Power, who decided to take a nap after lunch. Aki, going out on the balcony, lit that same cigarette of Himeno's. And they also showed us how Denji dreamed again of a door where he heard a voice through the cracks asking the boy never to open this door. Plus, at the end, they caught Reese spying on them. And with that, the first season came to an end. And I thank everyone for watching. See you in the next video.